This is Yerushalmi Peah Daf Nun in the Art Scholars Vod edition, and we got down to the third line, the essay Ad Kedun Shev Kirlis Mam Ruba, which in the Vilna is on Daf Kaf Chesam Beis. Right at the top. Akadun. Akadun Shivkir is Meruba. That's okay. Till now we understand that that's what Hefker is Meruba. In other words, Hefker for permanent Hefker, really, is Hefker. But what about the Hefker Lizman for a short amount of time? What's its status? Hefker is Muat. So Meruba and Muat here don't really mean literally Meruba and Muat, but they mean permanent and temporary. Yishmei Adal. Let's learn from here. Hefker said Shnayim Shlosh Yomim. If a person was mafker his field 2 or 3 days, Chozerbo, he can renege on it. Tanya Rabbi Shimon Dayana Kumi Rabbi Zira. Rabbi Shimon Dayana said in front of Rabbi Zira, I feel Achar Shlosh Yomim Chozerbo. Even after 3 days, he can renege on the deal and make it no longer hefker. Amar Lei, so Bezir said to him, came at Amar Filu Achar Shloshi Yomim, that even after 3 days he can renege. Hu Achar Shloshi Yomim, Hu Achar Kama Yomim. Doesn't matter if it's 3 days or for more than 3 days. So the ratio of this brisa, and is brought down here only because machlokas of Rabbi Zira and Rabbi Shimon Dayana, and the sefer of the brisa is the main proof here. Hipkir Sadeu is without is stam. The first part of the brisa is about stam, where there's no time limits, right? So for 2 or 3 days you can renege, because we suspect they always mafkir the field in order to exempt his fruit from Shuvus and Mises, as not hefker gomer. So therefore, Chacham is saying it's really held that that's not real hefker. That's just a loophole which they intended to close. So therefore, they said even if somebody else is zoiche in the field, which is the first 2 or 3 days, the first owner can take it back. So it indicates to him that short time hefker is not hefker, and he's got to make hefker for longer and for real. But they only gave 3 days because we say that after 3 days, if he was maf for more than 3 days, he still was mafker for real. And then once somebody else is zeichen it, it doesn't go back. Rabbi Zira says that 3 days are specific, and that even he says that first Shimon Dayan says Rabbi Zira, even after 3 days he can renege. Rabbi says no. So he said that 3 days, after 3 days, it doesn't matter. He can't renege anymore. So that's that. Now, Lisha Masnisan, now the Gemara goes on and says that Lisha Masnisan Masay Rabbi Zira. The lashon of the brisa indicates that that Rabbi Zira is correct. After 3 days, you can no longer renege. And he brings down the lashon of the brisa now. Bamedvar Murim. Or when was all this talk about till we speak about what we always speak about till now? Shivskir stam. When he made it hefker without any specification. Avol im Omar Sadim Mufkeres Yom Echad. If he said my field is hefker for 1 day, Shabbos Achas, 1 week, Chodesh Echad, 1 month, Shavua Echad, one Shemitah. So So then he can renege as long as nobody else has been zeich within those 24 hours, within that week, within that month, etc. But once either somebody else is zocha or he's zocha back in it, and that's it. It's considered the hefker man is over. Okay, so Hadam Amra. So this teaches who's Mamruba, who's Mamut. That it doesn't matter if it's a long time, permanently, or a short time, temporarily. You can. There is a concept of hefker man. There's an interesting case in Basra with Bach, but I think it's not. The case of Basra is that you send a chenvani keli to put shemen in it. I think it's on the daf pei zayin or something. So then, and then the, there's a case there with the money you're sending with the kid, and if the kid loses money, obviously you can't get it back because you gave it to a cousin. But the moment the chevron picks it, takes the money, so then he becomes liable for the money, and then he can't send it back with the kid because the kid's not responsible. He has to send back change or whatever the case may be. So that's considered a case of hefker lizman. That the money is hefker from the time that the father gives to the son, knowing the son is not fully responsible, until the time it reaches the chen money, which time it's no longer hefker. But if the money is lost during that time when the son is in charge, so then that money is lost to him because there's no obviously the child giving the child is a form of hefker. Once chen money becomes responsible for it, the hefker is terminated. Now the chen money has to give back his change in a responsible way. So so this teaches us that the hefker is hefker whether it's permanent or temporarily. Temporary. Hadamara lo chashu al harama. Now this teaches us also that they're not concerned for a ruse under these circumstances. In other words, if a person is mafkir lizman, that it works, right? We're not chayshish that is he doesn't mean it. Unlike it seems to be not like we said before. But according to Rabbi Zira, it doesn't matter. Anytime, or according to this Gemara, it doesn't matter. Anytime you said it's hefker for a certain amount of time, it's really hefker. I guess maybe this doesn't contradict the previous brisa because the Kavanaki says here that he says somebody who wants to do harama is mafkir stam. Somebody who makes this specific condition is he's not interested in making harama. So I guess it would require further explanation why that is the case, but that is the Maraf Fulda in the name of the Ran in the Dorim. Actually says that there's no chashash harama when it is when it's done for hefker lizman as opposed to hefker stam. So Pnei Moshe explains it. He says that it's in the middle of a long dibur maskil lishan havayamar sadim of keres, and he says in the middle. If he had in mind to make a ruse, so Lisco's bow and to require it, Lama Hayla is mind. Why would he state a specific time? Lafkir's time, he could have just mafkir generically. Putting on a time limit doesn't make a difference. Anyway, has in mind to take it back. By putting a time limit, he's indicating that he has Gemar Das for that time to be mafkir legamre, below Rama Clout, without Rama at all. And therefore, once you reacquire it, you can't make it hefker again. Okay, it's not clear to me 100% why that's why specifying a specific time. I guess because maybe since it was not a lishna yisera, so therefore it's not being marim, but that would not Rama where a specific time limit is mentioned. Marketing. So person can be mafkir and take it back again. No hefker is mitam neder, we know. So neder, if you're mowed down off in something, you can't take it back, right? So, but it's even though hefker is mitam neder, you can still be zarked again. Hadab shita. So Gemara says that this is pashut. I'm sorry, wrong. Sorry. Hadab shita sheltered Rabbi Zera. This resolves the question of Rabbi Zera. The Rabbi Zera Amar who's man Ruba, who's man Mut. Rabbi Zera said it doesn't make a difference if it's temporary or permanent. So the way Moshe explains, Yodina Madab Shita Rabbi Zera. So now we know that it's Pashut Rabbi Zera. It's a little bit difficult to learn in the Gemara, but that's how the Pnei Moshe is understanding it. That now we know what's Pashut Rabbi Zera, and what that's asked of Shin Dayana. Just simply Dim Chashim Lachar Shlosha Nechus Nami after Lachar Kama Yomim. If we're concerned after 3 days, we're concerned after many days. So wherever there's no concern for Rama, which is either after 3 days bestam, the 2 lake lemechash b'shisla gabi the Rabbi Zera, when there's not chashash anymore, then im zacha bo benhu ben acher eno yochol lachza bo v'avika zoche min ha hefker. If you zoche again, I skipped there or something. I lachar shlosh bestam 2 lake lemechash b'shisla gabi the Rabbi Zera ein choshishin. My braysim say from this by the proof the kamal behafkel izman the lecha chashash rama beichel ben zman rule izman muot agam mafkel stam came in the achar shlosh yom lecha chashash rama in zara ba menu acher eno yochel lachza bo ba'avkel zachem in hefker. So what he's saying is that it wasn't really a question, Rabbi Zera. Let's look at the comment. Okay, change the gear so here. No, he doesn't. I think he's basically like Pnei Moshe, but it's much very makatzer. Anyway, again, Hada Pasha Shilta Rabbi Zera. This resolves Rabbi Zera's question about who's man mu'az man merubah. That it's like no, he's going differently. I guess according to this, it's hard to see it, but according to this, he's saying that Rabbi Zera actually asked a question, whether who's man merubah's man mu'az. In other words, the question we had, which began, was Rabbi Zera's question. What's the status? So that was Rabbi Zera's question. Because now we resolved that it is man merubah, zman merubah, and zman muat. If it was up to me, it's not. If it was up to me, I would take out the Rabbi Zera. I'd say Hoda Pashta Shilte. This resolves our question. Yes, man merubah is man muat. From here we see it's my room, it's my mood. It doesn't make a difference. Okay, that's how if it was up to me again, I would take out that Rabbi Zera because it's difficult. And the truth is that in some circles there is such a concept we have found many times. It's called toes of kfilos, where something was written twice by mistake. And here it's Rabbi Zera, the Rabbi Zera. They're saying words twice. So it could be, it really was Rabbi Zera Amar who's Mamruba is Mamuad. Okay, it's doichak, but it could work. Okay, let's go on. Manon Kayamin. What are we talking about here? Imishum Dharmasiyam. Now this is going on the next part of the Mishnah. The Mishnah had said that so that it says Marmana Kayami. Yeah, sorry. Manaka, so I'm going to read bias here. Mana Kayamin. Imishum Darmasim Dayoshnayim Bukhule. Hadar Rabbi Yochanan, Koshu Yochel Chakol Sos Shura Kaveh Shamai. Perusharasa. The Hochi Kamar. Tamai the Bishamai. This is Bishamai. Mivnei Chokol Amarim Shel Kav Kav. You can divide up your big kav of 4 kabin, right? Which made you put a big omer of 4 kabin and make it 4 bundles of kav, and make it from a shura. The Yerushalmi Tamai Damir Kaman Shlosha Aniyim Arba Labais. 4 is 4 Amorim is considered not to be shikha, it's going to be a shura, and therefore it belongs to Babais. He'll Sagim Shlosha, and therefore it has to be 4 kabin. Basil Leislu Roin. Basil on the other hand doesn't say rowing. So let's go back to the Gemara, reading the Gemara. If Beis Shammai Svar is goes into Davar Chashuv, and therefore you're not going to forget it, and therefore anything next to it is also included. So it should be sufficient if it's to double the size of regular Omer. Shura, if it's because it's a Shura, Dayash Losha. It'd be enough to have a shura to make it sure if it's 3, the size of 3 regular Omer, 3 kabin. So the Chabar Barabana Amar Kum Rabbi Shlakish Hadad Rabbi Yechanan. That which Rabbi Yechanan Hadad Rabbi Yechanan Koshu Yachol. So this confusing. Kikal Adin says Chad Be'Rabbanan Amar Chadad Rabbi Yechanan. One Be'Rabbanan said one Talmud Rabbi Yechanan. Not Chadad Be'Rabbanan Amar Kun Yishlakish. Chadad Rabbi Yechanan. It sounds like that's Kikran saying. That's I don't think he gains anything because even I can read it the way it is now. This is going Rabbi Yechanan, the Shitaso of Beis Shammai. Koshi Yochel Chalko Lasos Shura Beis Shammai. Yeah, but the Shammai, so the Chosim in a Sefer, that's what the Reed Baz is bringing down. So according to Beis Shammai, Shura is 4, not 3. Okay. Rabbi Yonah Boy. Rabbi Yonah asked. Now, the Shari Teresa puts in here the words V'hu Shiura, meaning, does the Mishnah, is Mishnah specific that all the Amorim are of Kav, and then one is a 4 kabin? What's the din if all the Amorim of the field are of Chatzi Kav, and one of us a base kabin? Or all the Amorim are base Kav, are 2 Kav, and one of us of 5 kabin? In other words, it's the same question which you have Rabbi Yirmiyah at the beginning of El Metzius, right? Kab Arba Amos, right? It's what's about a Chatzi Kab Shte Amos, 2 Kab and 8 Amos. So is it the Mishnah specific, or is it just giving a ratio? So again, back to the Gemara. Kol Amar Yasser Shel Kav Echad Shel Arba Kabin, right? V'Shalcho, or Kol Amar Yasser Shel Beis Kabin Echad Shel Shmona Kabin. I said 5 kabin before. It was a mistake. I was misreading my own handwriting. But of 8 kabin. So and it's not resolved. You don't know. So it's mamish like the guy I wrote it in the side mark. Can't look at the Elam Matthias. So mamish like Rabbi his question. What is this specific or is it proportional and it's not resolved? Okay. We have to hear the Yerushalmi. And now we're on. Yes, so we're up to the Daf Aleph, so we'll stop here for today.